Hey guys, we wanted to create a welcome back video that kind of explains everything as far as what's the platform that we're going to be using going forward in light of the situation that we're in. So we have several things to go over, and this is going to be a quick video. It's not going to be that long. Let's go ahead and start with going to your Google Classroom. Each and every day for A days, you're going to go to your A-Day Google Classrooms. For B days, you're going to go to your B-Day Google Classrooms. And your teacher should have somewhere on the feed or on the stream or classwork this attendance form that's already attached. I did already send this out to you. A bunch of you have already been doing it. In fact, I think almost all of you have been doing it, but I want to make sure that I'm still communicating this out to everyone. So daily attendance. This is an example of second period. Second period and fourth period are both on A days. So when you click on your appropriate Google Classroom, you're just going to quickly click on the form. And I would do this first thing in the morning. Just make sure that you do not try to sign in for, let's say, Wednesday on a Tuesday night, because it defeats the purpose of the date and timestamp that we're trying to collect from you to prove that you were in fact present and not absent on that specific date. So you just quickly, you see this is for A-Day attendance. You're going to do your first name, last name, pick your period. Just please make sure that you pick your appropriate period. Some people have been picking the wrong period, and it creates so much work on our part just to verify attendance, which we do not have time for. So that's the attendance. You're going to do that every single day. Please make sure that you, in fact, do that. Let's go back to Google Classroom. And again, this is on classwork, at least for mine. Mr. O'Brien's classes might be similar. If not, they're definitely on the stream, okay? So the e-learning plan, this is the email that you guys received from us earlier during the week in regards to Through Skyward, but also we put it here on Google Classroom. A lot of you have already read this. Some of you are just now getting back from vacation, but nonetheless, this is explaining the platform that we're going to be doing. And when you click on this, this is explaining to you and parents, what are the expectations, what's the pace going to be like, what is the workload going to be like, and whatnot. So please do, in fact, read all of that information, okay? The other link that was included on this post is a link that has not only my contact information, but all calculus teachers' contact information and their times of availability, okay? So looking at this, Mr. Cronin is available Monday, Wednesday, Friday. In fact, all of us are, and this could change, but as of right now, these are our available times. And then you just simply click on this Google Meet, and you can do that from here and other places that I'll show you here in just a bit, but it will take you directly to that Google Meet. So think of it as walking into our classroom. You're just going to click on this link and it'll take you straight to that live tutorial session, which I kind of have going on right now, actually. And then you'll just press join. My internet is a little slow right now, but nonetheless, it'll pop up fairly quickly. Press join now and it'll take you to that chat room, okay? And yes, it's live. Your video can be seen, your audio can be seen. A good rule of thumb that we've started and we've noticed and learned throughout using it a lot this week is you don't have to have the video on, but obviously if you want us to answer any questions, your microphone needs to be on. But what I would suggest is as you're in a live tutorial session, mute your microphone until you have a question, okay? So unmute the microphone, or you mute it, and then when you're ready to ask, unmute it real quick, and there's a little icon that it'll show whether it's red or green, and you can see here that this is registering your voice. But that way it just keeps from the distracting outside noise and whatnot, and because those live sessions can get a little bit overwhelming as far as sound goes if we're not careful, okay? So just unmute, ask your question, and yes, you can have your video on if you want it or not, okay? So that's this, and the way this is gonna work, and it varies from teacher to teacher. Let me give you a quick preview on what it looks like. So as I join, I can present as well. Okay, so if I present, it'll present my screen. It'll save my entire screen, and I can toggle back and forth through these things to where if I need to help someone with a problem here by using annotation as far as on specific problems, I can go ahead and just work through problems. Okay, and if I want to use my calculator, I'm just going to toggle here, and still I'm sharing my screen if we were on a Google Meet. and you could see me go through the calculator and so on and so forth. And then, so it's fairly interactive, and it's almost like if we were in the same room, only we're not breathing the same air. Okay, so that's the platform. That's what it's used for. Let's say you're not able to make one of those sessions. Okay, let's say you're working or you're busy taking care of like siblings or whatnot. You can go to Padlet. So I have a Padlet for both my Algebra 2 classes and also my AP Calc classes. Okay, and you have a direct link to this in Google Classroom, and that right there is on that form. Okay, so I already have that open. It's on this form, and it is right here, live tutorials and Padlet frequently asked questions. Okay, so this is just another link to get you to that same document with live tutorials. But here, where it says the page you were looking for doesn't exist, it actually does. We don't know why it displays this error, but when you click on it, it will take you to a frequently asked questions board. And this is simply like, think of it like a whiteboard, and you're just putting stickies up on the whiteboard asking your questions. Like specifically, we are going to start on Monday on week, where it says right here, week of 323 to 327. The topic is 8.1, finding the average value of a function on an interval. And simply, you just type your question here. Okay, so you type your question there, and then when you post it, it gives me a notification and other teachers notification saying, all right, there's been a question. We go and read it. And then once we've answered it, once I answer it, I'll give it a like. Okay, so that at least I know from my end, I've answered that question. Okay, and what I will usually do is just post an answer or a comment to it, and then you're good to go. You'll receive it on your end. Okay, so what we do ask, we do not want this Padlet getting inundated with questions that have already been asked. So as you get newer, okay, so a new question, or you could have even a newer question, you see that as you add more and more, the questions that are most recent are going to be at the bottom. So the earliest questions, what we want you to do is actually scroll through this list. And let me show an example with my Algebra 2 classes. Scroll through the list and actually see if my question is already on there, I'm not going to ask it again. I'm just going to give it a like because it's already been asked. Okay. Now, if some of these require a lot of likes and there's like 15, 20 likes on some, then what I will end up doing is recording a quick video because there's too many questions and too much room of confusion that I'm going to record a video and share it on the Google Classrooms and whatnot so that you guys can understand the answer to that question, okay? So that's how those are going to go. That's Padlet. Again, it can be found in your Google Classroom, or you can have direct links here. Here's one for BC. And basically, it's just another form of asking questions so that we can record videos if needed or just directly answer it there on Padlet, okay? So let me take these off just real quick. But again, please do read and scroll through the questions because we don't want the same question asked over and over again. And it kind of defeats the purpose of how we're using this Padlet, okay? All right, so next thing up on the agenda is MyRow. So I did send out recently a Google form asking if you are interested in testing or beta testing with me this, it's called MyRow. So if you go to myrow.com, it's an online interactive whiteboard to where it almost feels like we're in the same room, but again, we're not breathing the same air, where we have a whiteboard that you can annotate from your end and I can annotate from my end so that we can kind of tutor even better than you just watching me work out a problem. So I created one. It's a virtual online classroom, and the layout is similar to my specific room, like 1134, the desk layout. Okay, so let's say that I wanted to tutor, or there were 10 people that wanted tutoring for this thing. And again, I apologize that my internet's so slow right now. It usually is not this slow, but there's a outline of my classroom. So let's say I shared with people, okay, and I gave them access, editable access to this board. What they would be able to do is actually jump in, and you could pick a desk, any desk. And let's say that on my board, I proposed a question, okay? Let's say that the question that I proposed was this one right here, and this is just an example. You guys would be able to zoom in, zoom out, look at my question, and then kind of go on your own, pending that you have a pen tablet, an iPad, or some kind of annotation writing device, and you would be able to basically from your desk start writing your problem, however you think the answer is. Okay. Some of you have more experience than others at this, but I could see, it would be like me walking around in the classroom. I could see 10, 15 different people. There are 30 desks that would be working simultaneously. So if someone had a question, I could help them and whatnot. You could say you're at team one, you have a question, I could watch you work. And at the same time, if you all were ready for the explanation, I could come up here and just work out the problem. And you're all kind of like zooming into my whiteboard and kind of seeing what you did compared to mine. It's just another tool so that we can really, really help each other out as far as you giving me feedback of where your struggles are and me giving you the feedback of the tutorial help. Okay, so that is called MyRow. Right now I have 30 free accounts. There have been people that are already been kind of like calling dibs on those accounts. And I think if it's successful, I can definitely get more free accounts from the company MyRow itself. Okay, so let's talk about the tech survey form. Okay, so going back to Google Classroom, I did send out this before. I did send this out as far as to students. And what we're just trying to do is not only from my classroom perspective, but also from the math department as a general, is we wanted to get your feedback as far as what kind of devices, internet service, and so on and so forth was available at home. That way we could better strategize of what resources we're wanting to use. So please, if you even if you filled out mine, fill this one out so that we have that information. All right, Google Calendar Doc. So I just recently, and it could be different on Mr. O'Brien's as far as how he has it sorted, but I did include our most recent calendar. Please do not get started until Monday. We are still actively updating it with video links, with resources, notes, the keys to notes, and so on and so forth. Please do not access this until Monday, because our plan is to roll out information on Sunday, and you will begin your work for that week on Monday morning. So like Sunday night, I will attach, or everything will be updated by myself and Mr. O'Brien on that specific day or week. And then you will be able to start that work, and all the videos and all the notes that are included on that, you'll be able to go ahead and just go from there. But if you start early, there's a good chance that it won't be completely updated and ready for you guys. So please do not start early. Please wait until Monday to start each week and each chunk. And then you'll be fine. Okay, so let me give you an example. So we have it alternating gray, white, and then we get to the week that we're going to start, which is week, here we go, week of 323 to 320. Okay, so week of 323, we did it in coronavirus green, just for fun. But there it is, week of 323. We're going to do the rest of this unit, and then we're done. And it's nothing but review for the rest of the year. And yes, there is a lot to review. And with our current platform, we can still get very robust and very we can cover a lot of material in extreme detail if we are very, very methodical with how we are communicating both to you and you to us. Okay, so this is what we're going to do the week starting on Monday. And then, like I said, wait till Monday morning and all of these things will be updated. Video links, notes, and so on and so forth. And then you can go to town with that. Okay. So these video links, when you click on them, what they're going to do is they're going to send you to my school channel. Okay. So my YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel that I've recently created, I started putting everything in there from Algebra 2 to Pre-Cal to Calculus to reviews to how-to videos with calculators, all kinds of stuff. So I created a bunch of playlists here, and our most recent playlist for Calculus is down here where it says Unit 8. Okay, so if you go to the playlist, you can view videos that we probably did right before the break, just to kind of catch up. And again, I'm going to link those videos, direct link them up here above on the days that we met. So that too will be updated. But that's where you can access, and it can take you here if you want, and you can go through the playlist there too as you see fit. Some of you who have been doing that Delta Math assignment, and there's a couple of you that are already done, you have 100%, which is awesome. You could even go back as to Unit 1, Calculus, Limits and Continuity, okay? You can go back and look at other units and kind of review yourself if you're needing to, or with calculator, whatever it is, it's all there for you for your benefit, okay? So let's go ahead and come back to calculator software. Okay, so calculator software, TI is awesome, and so are other companies that are just offering so much free service because of our current situation worldwide, that you guys have access to otherwise $100 to $200 software at home on your computers that you're able to download. So I have two direct links. One is for this CAS model. One is for a TI-84 model. So this is the Inspire. This one over here is the TI-84. And then this one, that's just an online graphing calculator. You don't even need access to it as far as like an account to make or anything to really download. You just click on that and it takes you straight to a calculator that's kind of similar to the 84, and you just can go to town with it, okay? And yes, you guys know of a bunch of calculator apps and other things, because I see you even using them all the time on your Chromebooks or whatnot. Use whatever you can, but I would suggest the ones that you're most comfortable with, the ones that you are most commonly using, which are these Inspires and the TI-84s. Right now, I think they're even offering up to 6 months for these trial versions, if you will. So use it, okay? So if you do have any questions, the video was a little bit lengthier than what I thought it would be. No worries. I think you are very well informed now of what the platform is going to look like. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out through text or mine, email us, or even use the Padlet, because we would prefer you to use a Padlet because there might be other people that have the same question. And instead of answering 10 emails with the same answer, we could just answer on the Padlet. People can get the answer from there, okay? So other than that, I believe that is it. Yep, I think that is it. All right, guys. Well, we will hopefully see you soon, whether on a Google Live Meet or wherever. And you guys take care and wash your hands. All right, talk to you guys later. Take care.